make my heart. You make my heart.
Welcome to the Indie Nerd Collective podcast. I'm your host, Juicebox.
And I'm your host, Ray. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I still didn't remember the full name of the podcast, saying it today, but we do have a lot of topics to cover, or at least I feel like we have a lot. But first off, how'd your day go?
It's pretty much just been a whole lot of. I've been asleep for most of it because I work nights, so when I get home in the morning like 7 a.m., I'm tired. Sometimes I don't go to sleep right away, but I do be tired, and at some point I just crash. Like I think I woke up around 2, maybe 4 this afternoon.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty late, but especially if you're working late nights, and it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Try and switch my schedule over to either like 10 to 7s or 9 to 5 or even fucking 7 to what do you call it? 7 to 3. Is 7 to 3 or 8 to 4? Some shit like that. Because right now I'm doing the 12 to 8s because it's just easier with the kid going on the bus.
I might be switching to my schedule up to days and getting paid like $3 more. So,
You'd think that nights would pay you more though.
It should, but nights. The way I see it is, nights have been my way to studying. Like I'm retaking the A+ tomorrow. Yeah, wish me luck. I've been trying to study. Yeah, I've been trying to study for that. I'm not bothered if I fail it this time. I just now that I just got to test and pretty much try to prepare for the performance-based questions. Try to remember the port numbers and stuff like that.
Fair enough.
I'm just trying to, I'm going to do it again. And I'm trying not to stress myself. I have a good idea of what's on the exam now.
That's good. Definitely preparation is key to, succeeding the most that you can.
Yeah.
So yeah, we wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. But I don't know if we mentioned this last week. I definitely don't think we did. Especially for our drunk co-host there. But Hunter x Hunter is coming to an end, or what do you call it? Pretty much being canceled because, well, that's what they're saying. That Hunter x Hunter is going to be canceled because they've revealed the ending. And I do think that. Yeah, go.
I do remember discussing this like sometime last week. I'm not sure if we discussed it on the podcast, but I do remember you and I talking about it. Yeah, my thoughts about it is that I'm saddened and disappointed because now I will never get the good ending of a good story,
Well, they gave the ending out already, and I think we did talk about it a while back, like when the rumors first came out, of what he wanted it to finish off as. So
right, and we expressed our hopes for it, but for it to go out like this, yeah,
pretty sad, man.
It is. It's very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Oh well, throw it on the books, I guess.
Yeah. It reminds me of Veritas. It does. It was like a good manga that just got canceled. But I understand the reason for this being canceled, but
yeah,
still, it's just tragic, man.
Yeah, it sucks. It really does.
Yeah.
Oh well, there's always going to be more pieces of media coming out, especially good literary works of art. Because Hunter x Hunter was pretty up there in the storytelling.
Oh yeah, world building was decent. You got some decent character development. The power structure was fascinating. Like,
definitely,
Nin will always be that one power system that was complex. You could it was only like, I believe, 5 roles, but anybody could be one of those roles, and it had different styles, kind of like a Tower of God. You know how they have different roles and stuff like that. I like that. And then on top of that, it had good tactical sense. Like the fights were tactical.
very well planned out, very well thought. I mean, people always complained about the Chimera arc. Oh, there's too much explanation, blah blah. But it's like you really need to get a full view of what they're doing, like what's going on in the fight. You just don't want to see quick movements and then wow, and then it's like, oh, someone's cut in half, because then it's like, what happened?
Yeah, it's like there's a time and a place for that right there. But the fight's really good when mentally you're being told, all right, I got to do this in order for this to be successful. Or like, oh man, this didn't work out. Okay, so it's not all plot. Real things, sometimes it don't happen like that. Cool. I would definitely mess with the character that still got things done despite things not working out the way he planned.
So I feel you on that.
Like Kurapika. His backstory was tragic, and he was looking for smoke, and he was that one. He had a different role, and his abilities were going off to that role. Loved it.
Yep.
The Chimera
it was wild.
Yeah, the Chimera arc. I felt the whole romance between the Chimera King or Prince or King or whatever and that girl was kind of stupid. But for the most part, everything else was just spot on. Fantastic. It was like a chess slowly unfolding before my eyes.
Fair enough. I enjoyed the romance between the king and the blind girl, because she hadn't been treated like a human until something that that was at this point a higher sentient being than humans treated her as an equal, especially since he could never win at shogu. I think that they were playing, so I think it was very interesting concept of how humanity in the end turned out to be. It wasn't a happy victory. It was a depressing victory, and in the end, no one really won, because there's humanity poisoning, the Chimera Ants, who are, a threat to the human race. But at the same time, you have the bonding with the human race that, one in a million thing happening with the strongest creature on that continent, in the human continent at the time. And it just goes to show that they weren't just monsters, but they also had their own personalities. I mean, based off the hunters that were eaten by the queen, of course, but they still had, they still could relate. That relation was sparked between them. But of course, you know how these things go. It cannot last. So something beautiful that grows in the abyss of darkness is it will only bloom for a split second. And I don't know. There was a lot of meaning you could take out of it. In my personal opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you make a point when you said that, because I did like how each of the ants weren't just your typical ants. They had personalities and motivations and whatnot, and they made the fights more interesting.
Especially like some of them that switched over sides, right? Like the octopus guy switched over. That's something that's much closer to being a human than something that wouldn't consider itself being human. And again, like we can attribute it to the fact that some of them could remember their memories as a person and whatnot. But at that point in time, they were no longer who they were. So who they chose to associate with, really pointed out that despite the physical differences and the physical and whatever other differences that they had between being a Chimera Ant and a human, they would still form bonds outside of the I guess their groups. So it was definitely really interesting to watch that particular season. A lot of people didn't like it though. Well, a good number of people complained about it, but I also think they're the type that just likes straight up action.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, gotta restart.
But speaking of action though, latest chapter of Tower of God, Rack has finally shown us why he was eating all those stones in the fucking beginning.
I didn't read that far. I'm actually playing the little mobile game to try to catch up in the story. Don't shame me.
I'm definitely gonna shame you if you think you're gonna catch up in the story playing a mobile game.
I mean,
no. Where's the shame sound?
Oh no! Don't give me the shame sound. I'm busy, man. I'm busy.
Man, it's what you haven't read that thing for like years now, or at least a year. Yeah. So, and a lot of that time you weren't busy.
Yeah. I just never had the interest to go back, man. I'm sorry. Like I can continue reading Ippo. I'm just now reading Ippo. I read today's chapter of Legend of the Northern Blade and Omniscient Reader Viewpoint. I was just glancing over Hajime no Ippo's new chapter and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, I'm still up there. Oh,
no, that's fine. But you are using a mobile game to try and catch up. No.
Okay. Fair enough.
But it is getting pretty good. Definitely when you have time. Like I'm still reading Jujutsu Kaisen. So
I just to let you know, I started Sakamoto Days.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting. Like the action scenes is kind of I'm still in the beginning. Let me look and see what chapter I'm on. So I'm on chapter 26 and it's all the way up to 151, so I still got a way to go. But like so far, I like the action scenes. It's basically about this old retired assassin. He basically retired because he met a woman and decided to have a family and stop killing and whatnot. So he's like a dad now, good and wholesome. He runs a little convenience store.
Okay.
One of the people one of the people he used to work with has come find him and ask him to get back into it, but of course he's like, nah, I'm not interested. I got a store to run and a family to raise, and it's basically his adventures of going day to day as a retired assassin. People are still trying to kill him because for right now he's got a bounty on his head. One of the main characters, his sidekick, I guess, who came and found him, is clairvoyant. So assassin that's clairvoyant, okay. Yeah, Kung Fu girl, and a guy who's a really good sniper. That's it.
Okay, no, that sounds. I have seen people posting it in the what do you call it? In some of the manga groups. But I don't know. Maybe I'll eventually get to it when I go back to reading like fighting mangas and all that stuff. Like I kind of stepped away from them for the past 2 years now because I just got overwhelmed with reading way too much Kengan Asura and then Baki and then like there was so many God of High School. There was so much at the time that it was all I was reading was martial arts.
Yeah, I was loving it. I'm still loving it because there's Legend of
I need different storylines though. All the storylines were meshing together, and it's like I don't want the same damn storyline for every single fucking fighting manga that I pick up.
You right. You absolutely right. I'll give you that one. That's, as a matter of fact, that's what makes a good one to me. When it stands out and has its own little quirks, like it's gonna probably have one or two the common tropes. But what else? But what else does it do outside of that? What else does it? What's different about this?
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Yeah. Here's one of our other members of the group. I don't even know what we should be calling her right now because she didn't choose a name.
I still have not chose the name.
All right, so we're gonna call her Nobody. so Nobody has entered the chat room.
The girl has no name.
Pretty much. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, let's welcome Nobody into the podcast. And we were just talking about I don't fucking remember.
Martial arts mangas.
That's right.
Having the same story.
Well, the ones I was reading at the time had the same story. So, and I'm not blaming that on the authors or the writers. That's me choosing similar stories to read at the same time. And that's why I've stepped back from it. So, like, I can, get a break from it. And I probably won't go back to reading them for like the next 5 years or so. But I will eventually finish up those stories. But right now, I'm more so on the fantasy, magic, sci-fi.
Yeah,
trying to just like spread it out a little bit. Of course, we still got like the martial arts, a little bit of the martial arts with the sword play and everything. That's still in there, but it's definitely not as heavy as before. Oh, and we got rid of the Chinese machine prints. We don't read those anymore.
Yeah, like the only thing that's really worth reading is Tales of Demons and Gods, Marshall Peak, Yuan Zun. Yaya woke back up, so I don't know how long that story is. And we pretty much reached the point to where the author pretty much said he gave up in Tales of Dungeons and Gods.
So, he gave up on the light novel. The light novel is the one that's done because the manga has now surpassed it.
Okay, so we still got. So like the manga is going to keep going and it's going to be good.
It seems like it's going to keep going, so I ain't worried. Speaking of stuff, what do you call it? Continuations. Fire Force Season 3 is announced for this summer. Now, I don't know if y'all watched the first 2 seasons yet.
I did. I love Fire Force.
I have not. I've read the manga to completion.
Yeah. I haven't read the manga to completion yet or finished. Did I finish up the season 2? I probably did. I don't remember. But that's a good story. We all like and love Soul Eater, and that's pretty much the same universe. Apparently, it's at the same time, but a few years or a few decades before Soul Eater timeline, because we do see Scythe-san in the fucking whorehouse when what's that face? Charon is doing his ecchi training. So he's learning how to talk to a woman. So he goes into the fucking prostitution bar or whatever to like talk with those ladies, and turns out he's good at talking to women, but he can't deal with Tamaki's lucky cat syndrome.
Lewdness, yeah.
The unlucky syndrome.
That's wild. I mean, at least it's fan service done in a very fan servicey way. Though it'll never compare to a Dungeon X DXD. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Busto.
Oh wow. Yeah, I am enjoying the Sakamoto days. That's impressive. That was impressive. Sorry about that, Juice.
So we did do a poll last week between Legend of Northern Blade and Nano Machine. Between I guess which series you'd consider to be better. Personally, I would put Nano Machine above Northern Blade. Just because I enjoy the illustrations. I find they're much more crisp in the sense of the type of character drawings that I'd expect for like a sword anime. Now, Northern Blade, I'm not saying that the way it's drawn is bad at all. No, I really like the way that it's drawn. It's very edgy, very a lot of what do you call angles, very sharp. But it's also like I don't know. I feel like there's not as much detail into like the background sometimes. Like there is though, like for like a lot of the battles and whatever, but the skies seem kind of empty. And I can understand if that's kind of like it's the bleak world, you know, Silent Night, that whole premise. So I can totally understand. And I'm not complaining that it takes away from anything, but I just enjoy the scenery more in Nano Machine. And then the stories I kind of like enjoy the whole your descendant came back to the future to input a nano machine in your body, and then says you'll understand in due time, which is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, well, is this the reason why the descendant exists because he was able to go back, or is this changing the timeline for what do you call the descendant and the ancestor? So it's just interesting to think about like what's going on, and then he doesn't even use it that often. So
yeah, like he was able to level up because of it, but But he doesn't use it as much anymore. He's out there just doing it with what he knows.
He's just using it for analyzing like very small things. It's not doing the majority of the work for him, and that's what I think I really enjoy about the story. It's not a handicap. If he loses the nano machine, he'll lose a decent amount of his abilities, but it's not really going to like make a dent. Like as let's say if Ben 10 lost his Omnitrix or some shit.
Oh yeah. Well, for me, it's about neck and neck, cause like for what you're saying, that's why Nano Machine is there, but for like with Legend of Northern Blade, it's also different from all the stories we read so far. We recently saw what happens when he relies on the power. The power can corrupt him and whatnot. The action scenes and the drawings is just pretty impressive. I don't necessarily need the high definition drawings and whatnot, but I do appreciate them. Like back in the 90s, the highly detailed ones, perfect. Now it would be perfection if you had the highly detailed drawings and a solid story. It's not too much. We don't get that very much anymore, but still, we now know what's a good benchmark. Pretty much.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Right. Now, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right. For the discussion, I would put my vote for Northern Blade because like the parts of the story, like where he that big zombie guy whacked the little girl and she was like, "My father's gonna handle you." Whack. It was that little quirk right there that made me root for Northern Blade, because don't get it twisted. Nano Machine definitely had the revenge and the in the payback arc, and it was great and satisfying. Loving it. It was like it's neck and neck. It's just that one scene alone put my favorite towards this way. And like the number one for me would probably be Infinite Leveling in Muram, because even while the drawing's not that great, like the plot and how different it is, the main character Dan Yu-sung, he gets his power-ups, do hard work and planning. Yeah, loving it.
I do like Infinite Leveling Muram, especially because of the art style, because it's more cartoony.
Yeah,
but it's not too cartoony. So it still gives it like that a serious tone to it, but at the same time, when they have their comical moments, it makes it a little bit more comical.
Right.
Speaking of that manga, though, since we're on the topic right now, he beat him for the third time.
Yep.
He beat him for the third time, and he made him fucking realize.
Yeah.
That it's not just about him and his people and the fucking nobles and all those. There's people like Daniel Sung who are at the bottom, who are struggling, clawing their way up, that are also experiencing loss. And like him and his posse come to what do you call it, the wherever the hell they had the meeting, and they're all fucking just mad because they lost friends and family members. Yeah, they lost friends and family members too. If it weren't for that fucking man-faced spider,
yeah,
they would have
lost everybody.
They would have lost everyone. It would have been way worse. But they don't seem to understand that. They're just pissed about him coming up with that plan.
Yeah,
he took.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he just took the route that had the least amount of casualties in the long run.
Right. But and that's how haters act. Actually, they'd be mad that you like did things the right way, or you came up with a solution instead of just sitting around complaining and whatnot.
Exactly, and he just wants to be a hero. He just wants to. He doesn't actually want to do the work involved to be a hero, and that's why Dan whooped his ass and fucking would have snapped that arm if he wasn't paying attention.
Yep.
Oh, that was a good chapter though. That was definitely a good chapter.
It was. I can't wait for the next one. I'm gonna be sad when Miyamoto leaves, though, for real.
Why is that?
Because he's like a great villain. Like, I understand he's got to go for Dan to progress, but you got to understand, out of all the problems, all the supposed villains in the story, he's the most entertaining one. Because he's more badass than the eunuch, Troy Young, who seems to be the main rival.
Mm-hmm.
All these other people that have bullied Dan so far, they're nothing. One of them got crippled, and another one died and had to be brought back to life. And so like, they're nothing. He's still got another rival in his best friend, but we don't see his best friend dying or nothing. Much respect to shout out to what's his name, the big monk dude, because I didn't see him dying, and I miss him already. He was that NPC that you fuck with.
Yeah, that's exactly who he was. Yeah. But he was also like the anchor for Young, the eunuch, to kind of stay grounded. Because look at the arrogance that he had once he died.
Yeah. Now he ain't got nobody to tell him to chill the fuck out. He wanted to wild out.
Yeah, and he got wild out on.
He sure did. He sure did.
Damn, there's a new anime on Adult Swim. Ninja Kamui premieres February 10th at midnight.
Ninja Kamui. Did I hear that?
I sent you the video of it. Yeah, nobody. I don't know if you're gonna be interested in watching. I'm gonna try and stream it, but it's I think it's a pretty bloody one actually. So I don't even know what you're asking.
Do it.
We still gotta finish Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, and like we're just not getting to the thick of Chapter Black too. Like I've been missing it out quite a bit, but still, I kind of know where we are. Yeah. And we got Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling's been good.
Yeah. Oh yes, all three of us were actually watching the latest episode last week. What did you think, nobody?
Wow, nobody's really running the discussion here.
Oh man! Oh wait. Yeah,
right.
there's nobody. There's nobody.
Wow. Wow. You had sent me something. I see the link where you said this, the Ninja Kamui. I gotta see it because like I just might have to get a new Fire Stick and then jailbreak it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna use it to get Netflix for free. I'm just gonna use it to get like new movies and other shows and shit because I don't know what I'm gonna do, but like I probably would use that Fire Stick to get Crunchyroll for free. I'm not trying to pay for no Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
and then
fair enough.
Yeah, I also saw where you're saying everything is being canceled or ended. That's
we can go through that. Let's go through that real quick.
All right.
So we got it's a good reality too because it gives way to like shit that's needs to come out, that needs to be put on the forefront. We got Black Clover ending. We got Demon Slayer ended. We got Jujutsu Kaisen ending. Doctor Stone ended.
Yep.
That one I never could get into it. Fire Force is done.
I actually got into it and saw it to the end. It was pretty good. I liked it. Fire Force ended, yeah.
Boruto's ending. Hunter's
ended.
What's ended?
Hunter Hunter's ended.
No, it's on hiatus right now. Indefinite hiatus.
Or should we say canceled?
No, we'll just say indefinite hiatus because indefinite hiatus is indefinite hiatus.
All right.
If it's canceled, it'll say canceled.
Boruto hasn't ended yet.
It's ending.
You know, I want to agree with you, but at the same time, they haven't looped back to like the beginning yet. Like they don't explain how Konoha got fucked up like that. If they don't, then that's just like a loose end, and it won't make sense. And then that'd be the tragic end of Naruto.
Or they'll just start the third series.
Oh God, they didn't even do the second series right.
Or what they gonna call it? Brutal Generations.
Wow. I'm not gonna be there for that one. I'm not.
All right, One Piece is ending finally.
Longest ending ever. Keep stretching it out, One Piece. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, doing a great job of being mid. My Hero Academia ending.
Yeah.
You see how My Hero Academia is? That's how One Piece should be. But it's not. What is this other one? Hell's Paradise ended.
Yeah, that could have went a whole lot further.
No one knows what happened to Chainsaw Man. I don't know.
It said fell off, but it's still going. But like, it's different now. I mean, I'm not interested in Chainsaw Man, but I know that it's still going. or whatever.
Fair enough. Promised Neverland ended.
That ended. I read the end of that.
Phantom Seer canceled.
Yeah, I was mad about that one. I was totally mad about that one.
I don't know what this other one is, but it's canceled.
The
canceled. Hunters Guild Red Hood canceled, and this other one is also canceled.
Yeah,
I don't even know what the fuck. It looks like a Goldeen without a mouth and a white Goldeen without a mouth.
Right, but see, like, that's the whole reality of Shonen Jump titles. That's what I kind of noticed about it back when Phantom Seer got canceled, man. It's like the how can I put it? The standards is kind of high, and sometimes it's just not. It's really not fair because sometimes great series like Phantom Seer, there was another Red Storm that came through here that were pretty damn good and whatnot, but they got canceled. I will say there's Shonen Jump does have like series that kept it going or kept going. We're gonna have to shout out what you've got new ones like Kagura Bachi. It's got its own community now. I followed it. It's getting printed, everything like that. Demon Slayer is still getting like copies sold and everything. You've got titles like World Trigger. It's a monthly, I get that. But like there's also Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8's pretty good. Hopefully that's not falling off or anything. Yeah, there's Chainsaw Man still going on and One Piece as well. But like that's the whole thing that made me kind of focus on Korean manhwas. Because I noticed this little trend where there could be good titles, but they get canceled soon.
No, that's true. That's definitely true.
That's why I was like going so hard for Kagura Bachi because it was a title that I liked. It's still going. Everything is going well for it. There's another one.
It got like under 50 chapters. Doesn't it have like barely anything?
It's just started.
So I don't even understand why people are like hyping it up when there's nothing to hype.
Well, no. What we're hyping is so far we done went 18 chapters in. We've liked everything we see so far from 1 to 18. Let's keep it going. So like in order to keep it going, they had to increase the hype. They had to put people on. They had to keep talking about it. That's what I'm pretty much getting onto, is because I've liked what I've read in those 18 chapters. I want it to keep going. I don't want it to suffer the axe. I don't want to get canceled.
It's a basic ass shit though.
I guess. The other title I was suggesting was Dandadan. I haven't read it yet. I haven't started reading it yet, but oh, I forgot about Sakamoto Days as well. Pretty decent. I like it. Is the Dandadan just as good? I don't know. We'll have to find out. You could probably find out before me to get it started or whatever, and then we could discuss it. We could read it together. Makes no difference to me. But like, as far as Japanese side, this is what's it right now. I don't know of any hot seinen titles as of now, or any of the other titles that are doing hot, but there probably is, and whatnot. Also, shouts out to Kevin on stage because he started One Piece. I need celebratory noise, please. You're lucky I don't know how to do it myself. Oh, bump you, dude. Bump you.
Okay, hold on.
Thank you. That was the very least. You I could have had the Jamaican and all that stuff.
We will do the air horn if he makes it past episode 100.
Okay. He said he's 10 episodes in. He's liking what he He has so far, and plus he's on tour, so he's got a whole lot of time. And he never dropped Full Metal Alchemist. He just took a break from it because of Show Tucker, and I find that.
I can't believe he took a break from Full Metal Alchemist, but watched Attack on Titan all the way through.
Yeah, that was kind of wild. But I mean, that's just where his morals is at, as you can see.
Yeah, I guess the little girl being turned into a fucking chimera is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Which one is he watching?
I think it's Brotherhood, but it doesn't. But like, does it really matter anyway? Because the same thing happened.
Yes, it does matter. It's better to watch the original first, and then you watch Brotherhood.
Oh wait, I remember the original at the end where where the colonel kills his son. That was the funniest moment ever. Little dark humor. That was great. He came in, look, Dad, got it. You idiot! Backhanded him to oblivion for bringing his weakness. Oh, that was just lovely.
Like, I don't care what anyone says. Brotherhood is not better than the original. Brotherhood sticks true to the manga, yes. And it's more cohesive, yes, but it is not better than the original anime. The original anime actually put more of a dystopian outcast and outlook on it. And there's a lot. I just felt it was a lot more emotional for the ending versus like the Brotherhood, where it's just that's it. We did it. That it's like, okay, now the Brotherhood feels it like just made it feel strictly like a shonen, just strictly like a shonen. Yeah. Whereas the original was like, it meshed a lot of adult themes of like grief, and then the actual sins, like the sins of that are the homunculi. I felt like they portrayed that a lot better in a psychological manner versus like Brotherhood, where it was just straight up action. Yeah, but like the original still had a lot of action in it too, and I felt like even though the fights were more choreographed in Brotherhood, the fights were definitely more raw, and I feel what would be more realistic for people with abilities to do.
Yeah, I could see that.
But they're all good. They're all good in their own accord.
Yep. Shouts out to what's her name? Give me a second. She was the only one, Crystal D Creative at Crystal's. What's her name? At Crystal Chanel. Yes, she was the main one that suggested Kev watch One Piece and whatnot, and the fact that she like stood her ground and suggested it and got him to do it. The discussion alone itself was really convinced him, because he was explaining why he decided to do it, and it was great. I like, much love to her. I'm very happy for her. Very happy about
it. That's probably the same argument they use in pyramid schemes. So
You're funny. Where were we?
I don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
I read some interesting shit today.
Really? Tell me about it.
Let's see. I don't remember any of it because, as usual, ADHD. So none of it sticks until I'm sitting there late at night, trying to sleep, and all the thoughts come out of my head. But I did already mention. What?
I really hate when that happens. Because like you be trying to go to sleep, and then all of a sudden, your brain just automatically remembers this random ass fact, and it's like, why now? Why couldn't you remember this when I needed to remember this.
Exactly. Okay, I do remember what was interesting. I don't know if you've read the latest chapter of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint.
Yes.
Okay, so the fact that his mother is trying to, I guess, be the one that kills him, or be the one that he loves most. She's trying to manipulate him. Didn't you see when he says that? Oh, I still have the fucking sign saying that God wants me dead.
Yeah,
and then the way like her hands folded when he said she's not the one he loves she's not the one he loves the most.
Yeah. My thoughts on that one was because like I thought it was she tried to get rid of that for him, but she's not the one he loves the most. So that's why he still has it. And it's looking like the truth about it is he's the one who killed his father. She went to jail to cover it up and whatnot.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because the new chapter came out today, actually.
Oh, I haven't read that other one yet.
Yeah. It's like, okay, because she's trying to get him to stay with her so she could protect him and whatnot and, stop the scenarios. But, like, dude's a constellation now.
Exactly.
Now that he's his own constellation, he gonna try to level up his own constellation, whether it's through regression or completing every scenario, and the people that are with him, they have leveled up too. Like, Homegirl got a dragon now. Homie still dealing with bugs. You got the army dude that became all defensive, walking plate of armor. The Judge Fire girl with the badass sword. The girl he like is working for Greece or has like string capabilities. Stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I give her credit for trying because she's the one who killed him or whatever.
Yeah, she had her fucking what do you call it? Someone under her kill him.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yeah. Yeah. But like then again, she done lived in prison, so she used to that kind of thing.
Yeah. I wonder how that's gonna affect him finding out that his mother went to jail for him. But then
for his crime. Because
I feel though that maybe she manipulated him into killing the father.
I don't know. Because like when I was reading this chapter, he was like, look, it's not like he didn't deserve what he got. He cheated, he was abusive and all that stuff. And she was like, look, it's all right. It was just self-defense. And like the traumatic shock of the whole event, really he blocks out the truths he needs to accept of the event. So with that being said, it makes me think that, okay, well, since you couldn't accept this truth or that truth, you're the one who killed them. Mm-hmm. Either he's the one who killed them, or his mother killing. He saw his mother killing him. It could make sense too, because like you see your mother killed somebody, it's gonna shake you up.
That's true, 100%. 100%.
And usually when when stories do that, use this kind of trope, it's usually to cover up, to try to keep you from learning that the main character did the plot, and that villain's really not a villain at all. Kind of like how they did in Naruto with Itachi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
no, Itachi, I hear you.
Yeah, Itachi's the villain. Oh, wait a minute, I did that, and he took the blame. Whoops.
Wild.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would make a lot of sense.
Well, we'll see how the chapters go in time. Hopefully, we'll see if they follow the theory you just put out here. We'll see if. Well, I still have to take a look at what Matt was saying on our last podcast there about how what do you call it? Northern Blade is kind of a copy of Solo Leveling, and how a lot of the swordsman mangas these days that have come out after Solo Leveling's popularity are pretty much carbon copies.
Well, like for the most part, what he has to say about that was kind of spot on, because like you was mentioning earlier, how a lot of the martial arts mangas had like the same thing going.
Yep.
Same story, same troop, and all that, and I was like, okay. That's kind of true, because for me, it's not good unless it stands out. Like it yeah, you did the same thing, but you put in twists to make it fascinating. You improve the drawings to like high grade to where I'm captured more behind it. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the route is the same, but the scenery makes the route less noticeable or unnoticeable.
Right. Exactly right. Because like when you start off and then veered off, and you're not really solid to the new change, it's a mess and it don't work out. We've seen it happen before.
Marvel.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah, I'm still looking for. There's actually a couple prospective mangas manhwas that I'm looking forward to reading, but they only have like 30 chapters, 34 chapters, like 87 chapters, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna read that.
Yeah. Which ones are you looking at specifically?
There's a whole bunch of them. I just have them the pages saved and whatever, and then maybe in a year or two I'll look at the bookmarks and be like, oh, let's see what chapter it's on, and if it's around like 150 or whatever, yeah, I'll start reading.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's I don't want to start something and have to wait for it. I don't have that type of patience.
Oh, I got you. Well, what was I gonna say? Dan is like at 130 or whatever.
Yeah, we'll see. Give it a few more chapter releases.
Yeah. Oh, have you tried Ordeal yet?
No, I have not.
Well, it's on break. It's on hiatus right now because the season's over. So if you wanted to catch up, now's a good time.
Definitely could.
Oh yeah. So like, and that one's kind of like, that one's pretty good. It's kind of like the superhero mutant thing, but it's Black's drawn, support that black artist. He's great. Loving it.
No, I'll check it out once I get to it.
Yeah, you got some time, so
Well, I got all the time.
Yeah.
All right, but we're coming up to the end of the podcast. Anything you'd like to add before we sign off?
I think I've said everything I pretty much had to say. I'm grateful for my PS5 that came in yesterday. And now I can celebrate my birthday in style, the new PS5. I'm so happy. once again, wish me luck for this A+, because yeah, I'm really about to hit the books again and try to cram as much as I can tonight before I take the test tomorrow.
All right, well, y'all heard him. Wish him good luck, and yeah, that's it for tonight's podcast. We'll be back next week on Tuesday. Oh, what the hell is next Tuesday? What, the 30th? Maybe back on the 30th. And yeah, we'll have some new stories for y'all.
Yep.
All right, well, thanks for listening. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.